Hey guys, Jim Stroud here, the Searchologist. And on this show, for this episode, I want to talk about lying no good people who date my friends, or who marry my friends, in this case. The other day I was catching up with a friend of mine through Facebook, and it went something like this.
It was great catching up with you the other day.
Oh my God, I can't believe we're having a Facebook reunion.
You married? I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. You married that guy?
Well, yeah, I did. Look, I know. We have plenty of reason to think of him as, this crazy man, but he's changed.
Wow. Well, if you say so, I'll be very happy for you guys.
Well, I appreciate that, dear.
Well, after that conversation, let's say I was a bit nervous for my very good friend Gina, because I know the kind of guy she married, but people change, as she said in the conversation. So did the guy change? No, not really. And I'm going to show you how I found that out online. Okay, before we begin, let me tell you a little something about BeBe. That's what we used to call him back in the day. BeBe has a Facebook page, and he's pretty active on it. Most of his connections on there are family and friends and a few co-workers. So I know that he would not be dumb enough to really flirt openly on his Facebook page. Plus, he has there's only one computer, believe it or not. There's only one computer that he has at home, and he and his wife both share it. And his wife has a lot of friends in the building where he works. So just too easy for him to get caught doing it so openly. So I figured if he was going to cheat, then he would use his work laptop, or at least that's what I was sort of hoping, because I was sort of curious to look out for my friend. So what I did was I started off by tracking his email address, and fortunately his email address had a sort of a weird name. To protect the innocent, I'm not going to post anything exactly. I'm not going to show the person's real name or real address, email address, but let's just say it's called his weird email name at gmail.com, which is, okay, I'm rambling. Anyway, I did a search on Google for his email address, and I looked on Google, looked on Yahoo, looked on Bing, didn't find anything, because I guess he hasn't really been that active with that email address. Then I wondered, I said, a lot of times people will sign up on different social networks using their same username as their email address. Not everybody, quite a few don't, but then quite a few do. So I started wondering, I wonder if this weird email name, the alias that he used for his email, I wonder if I could find it on a different type of social network. Like I said, I know he's on Facebook, but there are hundreds of social networks out there, and if he wanted to stay under the radar, maybe he'll jump out there on some of these other social networks. So I did a search on Google for this weird email alias name, and I also did a search for the word profile in the title of a web document, because if he's on a social network, chances are they call those pages profiles, or they may call them members. And then I added the term baseball, because BeBe is like a baseball fanatic, so I put that in there, and I found quite a few hits. Actually, no, I didn't find too many. I found a couple, but nothing that really I thought was interesting for my purposes. But then I did a check on a couple of sites that really bore a lot of fruit for me. One of them was username check.com, usernamecheck.com, and I like this site. What it does is you put in a username for yourself or for whatever, and then it will check 60 plus websites, social networks, forums, and other things to see if someone has registered that username. And when I did that, I saw that weird email name, or the alias, I'll just call it an alias from this point on. I saw that particular alias was registered on a couple of different social networks, and the results there were quite interesting. And then once I found those couple of places where that username was registered, and I looked it up, and I did see things that proved to me it was in fact him. I also did another search just for giggles, just to be, just to look under every rock and nook and cranny. I went to a site called Noam, which is noam.com, and it does the same thing that usernamecheck.com does. The only difference is it checks twice as many sites as username. Username checks 60 plus sites, and Noam checks 120 or 120 plus sites. So I checked both of those things, and I got leads to his other life online, and then I did something else.
Make that boom boom in your town. People in the place. If you wanna get down, put your hands in the air. Will I am, drop the beat now.
So while I'm used to being a researcher, after I gathered all this data together, I went into like a detective mode, and I started really analyzing a lot of the things that I found there. I started thinking about
how long he was on a particular site. I mean, usually you can look and see how long ago they set up the account. A lot of these networks will say a member since whatever. So that was a way to figure out how long he's actually been on the account, and was he still active on the account. I also looked at who were the folks he was connected to. I wondered why all of them seemed to be single females. But I was curious as to how close they were to where he lived, just in case he was scheduling any liaison that my friend would want to know about. I also looked up, most importantly, I guess, is how he explained his marital status. Did he truthfully state that he was married on all the accounts where he was most active? Or did he say it's complicated? Or did he just not mention it? Which is something else to sort of that was interesting to me. I looked at all the different comments that he exchanged on the sites to see how consistent and inconsistent they were with the truth, as far as where he worked, the kind of work he did, and if he was married and that type of thing. I also looked at the tone and the comments that were made on the different sites, if they were flirtatious or very inappropriate. And although I did not do this, although I admit I was a little tempted, I did not do this. I could have set up a profile and then asked to be their friend on the different networks, and then let them run their mouth until he told on himself. But quite frankly, I was not that vested into the project. Basically, everything I found anyway was pretty incriminating.
All right, so I found some evidence. Actually, I found a lot of evidence that a particular leopard did not change his spots. So, what did I do once I found this information? Hey man!
Hey, Searchologist! Searchologist, we have word with you, man!
Looks like I'm going to have an unscheduled high school reunion. I better attend to this right now. See you next time on the Searchologist.
Hey, Searchologist!